Good day. I have read Carolyn Hamlett's comments that are very interesting, so I will read them to you, as well as pointing to you the playlist that I created over videos that I came across and I was blessed with. Sorry. About reincarnation, this is Carolyn Hamlett commenting. I'm just reading. About reincarnation, I would like to clear up a misunderstanding. I do not believe in any form of reincarnation. I made a special point on a number of my interviews and also on my blog to specifically make it clear to listeners and readers that reincarnation is a lie of Satan. We have one life. There are no second chances. Jesus Christ is God's plan to redeem mankind and save mankind from Satan's plan. Satan would have mankind eternally separated from God, but God really does so love the world that He sent His Son Jesus Christ to save mankind and to redeem mankind back to Himself and to restore mankind to his original position in heaven. Reincarnation is a lie. Regeneration through the saving power of Jesus Christ is the truth. Our second comment I was blessed with. Jesus Christ is much more than a biblical figure who lived in the flesh 2,000 years ago. He was here on the earth, universal shattering purpose. There is a real war going on that began in the supernatural. Two major spiritual hierarchies are involved. If you do go to my blog, you will find numerous articles that help explain this. You ask, how long back really does the Illuminati teams? Do you know, or is the history something hidden? My answer: Lucifer, Satan, has had his bloodline here for thousands of years. The history was hidden, as was much of the plan, but is now purposely being revealed. In reference to your comment about the Egyptians, my teaching was that the Egyptian gods and some leaders were being of Lucifer, Satan's spiritual hierarchy. They used their knowledge to deceive, control, and use humanity for their evil and selfish desires. They have the ability to materialize and to create offspring. They also work through human vessels through possession. That way, when one vessel dies, they take a new vessel. This works in bloodlines too. Some of these evil entities are assigned to bloodlines and follow that bloodline through many different generations and influence, use, and possess those of that bloodline. One term for these are familiar spirits. My own personal experience confirms that members of Satan's hierarchy can materialize and they can procreate. Cloning and genetic manipulation is also done. Lucifer, Satan's hierarchy, has been working corruption through the human race since the beginning of time. The book of John in the Bible explains who Jesus Christ is. Read the entire book of John. Jesus Christ becoming flesh is God's weapon of mass destruction to Lucifer, Satan's plan. God provided a way to redeem humanity and restore humanity to the original position of spiritual authority. God only needed to make a way. No man showed me this truth. I didn't learn this from reading the Bible through. Thou the Bible backs this up through. this truth out. Sorry. So I will reread. No man showed me this truth. I didn't learn this from reading the Bible, though the Bible backs this truth up. I learned this from my work in the supernatural. I was one on many from my bloodline who served in Satan Lucifer hierarchy. Lucifer is Satan. Those are two names for the same evil being. I jumped ship, so to speak, and called upon God to save me. I called upon God in the name I knew was above all names, Jesus Christ. That was nearly 30 years ago. I have never once regretted my decision. God has proven to me He is the righteous creator. He loves us more than any human can comprehend. He is not a God of condemnation. He is a God who loves us enough to make a rescue plan for us. That is where Jesus Christ comes in. Read the book of John in the Bible to get an idea of just who Jesus Christ is and why it took him to do what he did for humanity. By the way, it's very, very rare that I'm reading the comments posted on YouTube. The reason why I'm reading her comments is because my research led me to understand what she's talking about, and to understand her you really need to seek the truth, research the truth, otherwise you will be lost a little bit, because it will blow your mind for sure. It didn't blow my mind, but if I would have listened to her videos a few years ago, it sure would have. And I would not have understand her as well as I do. I don't understand her perfectly, but I understand her very well, based on my researches. Another of Carolyn comments that I really enjoyed. There are all sorts of things being purposely put out about the Bible in order to discourage people from reading it. I have found the Bible to be more historically accurate than recorded history, in that archaeological evidence continues to validate the authenticity of what the Bible has recorded. In fact, many archaeologists have found success in using the historical Bible records to aid them in their explorations and excavations. I hope you will not let someone's negative claim discourage you from reading the Bible for yourself. The Bible is more than just a history book, which brings me to another comment you made. You've said, we need some kind of tools that can show us more of the truth. I will tell you what happened to me. When I first started reading the Bible on my own, in context, I have told about this story in my second interview with Daniel Duval. I have been given a paraphrased Bible called Good News for Modern Man. That was just one of many translations. Was it a 100% accurate translation from the original scriptures? I doubt it. However, the person of Jesus Christ was accurately portrayed in accordance with other translations. I will tell you what hit me as I read for the first time about Jesus Christ from the accounts of the men who knew him personally. As I read, I began to see, feel, and understand the person of Jesus Christ. I saw his wisdom, I saw his humility, I saw his love and compassion for humanity. The more I read, the more impressed I was with him. I knew in my heart of hearts that he was no ordinary man. How did I know deep in my spirit that he was different? It wasn't from those opaque black and white words printed on the pages of that book. It was something supernatural beyond the power of man's words. I felt the realness of his spirit and the presence of his spirit. Though I did not understand salvation and did not even believe in it at that time, I felt the desire to pray to God and ask Him to help me be more like this Jesus. I asked God to forgive me of all my failures and of all the wrongs I have done, especially to other people. I asked God to make me more like Jesus Christ. How did I ever know to seek God in prayer and ask Him to forgive me and help me be a better person? I wasn't attending a church that taught that. The answer to that question is that I was Spirit guided, this time Holy Spirit guided. It was many years later that I noticed this Bible verse in John 16:13 of what the reason Jesus Christ spoke to His disciples just before He ascended into heaven. When He, the Spirit of truth, is come, He will guide you into all truth. This is the tool that you mentioned we need, that can show us more of the truth. The key to understanding with our spirits is the way of God, Holy Spirit, aka the Spirit of truth. What God did to me, I believe He will do for everyone who asks Him. If our heart's desire is to know God's truth, we can seek God with that earnest heart's desire and ask Him to guide us and show us His truth. As we read the Bible, I still do this every time I read the Bible, and every time I read the Bible, I'm shown something that I never saw before. Not only that, but my own spirit gets strengthened and more aligned with God's Spirit. This is what we need in these end times for survival, to be sensitive to the leading of God's Holy Spirit. We can seek Him now and ask Him to help us. Be sensitive to His Holy Spirit. Keep seeking Him. Don't stop seeking Him, and don't let go. Keep that line of communication open between you and God.